I come to you this hour in a deep pain with the things and developments that are happening in our country. The pain of those who have decided to sell the masses of our people on the altar of greed. Dear Zimbabweans, what transpired today in Parliament should tell all of you that sellouts among ourselves who always come to masquerade as supporters of change in our country are pretenders and dangerous to the general cause of our people. Dear Zimbabweans, without taking anything from the heroes and heroines of our nation, the sons and daughters of our land, the 42 who stood shoulder high for them to defend the will of our people. Today, 38 members purporting to be opposition in Parliament voted with ZANU-PF to sell the masses of our people. Some of the people who have betrayed us are unbelievable. You would never imagine that these people have allowed the nyati of the liberation struggle to enter their hearts and soul. You will never believe that the spirit of Abel Tendekai Mzorewa is resurrected in them. You will never think that what we have been told during the period of the existence of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, will not be repeated in the world of today. That the Judas Iscariot of more than 2,000 years ago is still among ourselves. Dear Zimbabweans, today you would not believe it, that the number of ZANU-PF members of parliament who have come for the voting today were 181. 181 does not constitute the two-thirds majority that was required in our National Assembly to have a two-thirds majority for them to pass Constitution Amendment Bill number 2. They were assisted and abetted in this heinous agenda by those who are sellouts, masquerading as opposition members of parliament in our parliament. Unbelievably so. One of the first persons from the opposition bench who masqueraded and purported to be speaking against the bill, the member of parliament of Rua, today voted yes for the passage of this heinous act against the people of our nation. Unbelievable that I never thought that heroes of the struggle whom we have been with for a long time in the trenches fighting for the democratic cause in our nation, such as Vanamai Consilia, Chinanzavana, have sold out today. Unbelievable that some of the people who were masquerading and purporting to be the supporters of the opposition today sold out. Vanamachuma Machuma, Susan Matsunge of Budiro sold out. Vanamoyo Wange West came out and sold out. And the majority of the members of parliament who have been nominated and put in parliament through the treacherous acts of Chavangu sold us today. ZANU-PF did not have members of parliament who constituted 2/3 majority in parliament. Some of them boycotted parliament today because they did not want themselves to be associated with betraying the masses of our people. But you have seen those who masqueraded as if they were with us in the struggle to liberate our nation, standing tall to sell the masses of our people. Now is the time. Now is the time for the people of Zimbabwe to stand up and tell these members of parliament who have sold you today in parliament that enough is enough. They must never have peace in their constituencies because they were expressing the sentiments of their stomach rather than the sentiments of those people who elected them to be in parliament. Their stomach reigned supreme against your wishes, the people of Zimbabwe. Sure, mama, consilia, chinanjavana, sure, Eraskana. Munga vota nezanu. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. These are some of the things that I never anticipated from a person like you who suffered on the edge of ZANU-PF, and your conscience really told you to betray the masses of our people. These are some of the things, sons and daughters of our nation. 35 of the members of parliament from the opposition, sister Kapinda opposition, sold out for the number to reach 216. My members ZANU-PF akuya ku parliament nas akulitozovotera bhiri yanga 181. 2/3 majority. Yanga ichida 187. So we were sold by our own people for ZANU-PF to sail through with this treacherous act against our people. Unbelievable. Sons and daughters of our nation. We never expected this spirit to enter into the people to think with their Judas Iscariot selling out to soul and heart. Kuwa no mweya wakatindivara. Umoya ungolile. Mweya usakarurama to sell the people of the nation. Saka Josi, Bridget Nyandoro Angabo Mira na wama okuti no. Kwanza Daris wanesi sorokuti, hai wamo, unopera kana karamba wakagara kwako, akasomanya akasenda kuyesi. Your conscience, you must defend your conscience even if it means death, so be it. You were not supposed to be persuaded, Bridget, for you to do things that you never wanted to do. History must record these people and put an indelible mark on them that the sin which they have committed today is unforgivable until the second coming of Jesus Christ. The sellout work and job that has been done today is unforgivable. You people who have sold out. ZANU-PF was afraid that their numbers were not adding up for them to pass this dangerous bill against our people. Imi vatengesi nokubva assist lavana vatengisayo vavancedisa ukuthi vabele 2/3 namhlanje. Vana veZimbabwe, Mbuya wangu uri kurwadziwa zvikuru. But we stand with those 42. The heroes of our nation. The great sons and daughters of the land. History will remember you that during the period when our nation was being sold out, you stood with them. But at the end of the day, let me reassure you, this thing will never go anywhere. Hakuna kwachinoenda chunichi. No good, the sentiments on the ground are rejecting it. Zvima 10,000 zvamakapiwa imi vatengesi makadya chima 10,000 zvamakazomorerwa zvima 2,000 nana Charles Moyo. Hakuna kwazvinokusvitsai. Charles Moyo was spreading lies that those people who are opposed to CAB3 vakatengwa and vakapiwa mari nani vakavapa mari. Do you think everyone is a mercenary and a Judas Iscariot who sells the masses of our people by 30 pieces of silver? Don't think what you are is what the majority of our members of parliament in parliament are. Those are men and women of integrity who stood to the most trying times. This is what happened, sons and daughters of our land. ZANU-PF did not have the numbers that constituted the 2/3 majority today in parliament. They were assisted by Chavangu. Chavangu is saying that this bill is now coming to parliament. We are just going to have 2 hours debating it, and then it passes after 2 hours. So the rolling machine of sellouts is now expediting. Ispeed yamacheso ye520 akataura kuti unofa. Speed yanyanyisai. But I'm muchisa break, because this speed will cause your downfall. This speed will cause your tragic downfall, because the people of Zimbabwe are not happy. So we have recorded you, the sellouts. We are going to give you all the names and the list of those who have sold you out. And we are also going to give you the list of those who stood with the masses of our people, the 42. Before the end of day today, this message is going to be with you. And these people who have sold you must never enjoy your reception in your various constituencies. They are your enemies. They hate you. They hate Zimbabwe. They hate every progress that must happen in our country. They are enemies of our people. Classify them as so. This is the important information that I wanted to share you, dear Zimbabweans. In God, we trust. I thank you.
That was the message from Honorable Sikhala on just after the voting of the Parliament for the bill, with the 212 for and 42 against. And he was saying they were just, ZANU-PF was assisted by those who went into Parliament pretending to be opposition. They are actually the ones that helped ZANU-PF to get 2/3 majority. So he is calling for all citizens to not to accept those of Member of Parliament that sold out. We'll be hearing from him again with the conversation with the media in a short